The following presentation is rated R for real. Real insight, real enlightenment, real talk, big people argument. In other words, adult content. Viewers' discretion is advised. Now, some of you began this journey with me I think it's four Sunday ago. Yeah. Some of you joined the journey just last Sunday, while some of you are joining the journey for the first time this Sunday. And so far on this journey of knowing that they're a narcissist from the beginning, we have touched on the narcissistic man, that of the classy predator, and what has been revealed regarding the narcissistic man is the psychology behind him being who he is, as well as his strategies, his patterns, his MOs, mode of operation, and the four masks that he wears. We've also looked on the psychology of the narcissistic woman and how she uses victimhood to control instead of dominance. What was also revealed is that of the four roles or masks that she wears, as well as the spirit or energy or character or behavior that is associated with the narcissistic woman, that of the Jezebel and the Delilah energy or spirit. Now, things are going to get even more in-depth in this session of the relationship blueprint. We are going to be sharing with you the projection phenomenon, the reactive abuse, and what happens when two narcissists meet, that of the toxic mirror. Also going to be looking on how to tell who's really the narcissist and the path going forward, healing, hope, and a healthy love again, how to love and have a healthy relationship again after being with a narcissistic person. Now, a relationship, just like anything, needs principles to succeed. Many relationship fails because persons have no knowledge of these principles. Knowledge is said to be power, but it's really the application of knowledge that is actually power. This is a safe space where you come to receive insight on relationship, the principles, and so much more. So you can be equipped with the knowledge needed so as to have a loving, healthy, meaningful, and lasting relationship. Welcome all, once again, to the Relationship Blueprint, Relationship Matters edition with yours truly, Sir, the Love Philosopher, your guide to living a meaningful, loving, and lasting relationship. And to the regulars who are learning to be the relationship architects that you ought to be, welcome back. My love, drink of water, please. Now, let me begin with a scenario. There is a man who strongly believes that he's a narcissist. Let me pause there and take a sip on the note of narcissist. Thank you, love. Now, the reason for this is that the woman that he has been with for just 6 months keep telling him that he's controlling, that he has a tendency to gaslight her, and that he's emotionally abusive. She shows him articles of narcissistic men and said that her therapist also agrees that he is narcissistic. Now, this man who seemed totally confused and doubtful, when he was asked, why do you think that this woman says that you're narcissistic? When he was asked to give a scenario or give an example, he says, when, like last week, he said last week, this woman went through my phone and she saw some text messages from female associates from work that was way before I ever even met her. This woman woke me up in the middle of the night screaming acting up and accusing me of cheating. Even though he made known, even though he told her that these messages was before she ever met and he forgot to delete them, that never stopped there. She told this brother that he trying to explain was he gaslighting her. Okay? Then he said that really and truly, you going in my phone is actually like violating my privacy. Right there and then, this lady started to cry, he's making known, and saying that he's being controlling and he has something to hide. And that's how narcissistic man behaves. They accuse their victim of being crazy. He started to question himself. If he's controlling for wanting privacy, or is he gaslighting her for wanting his privacy? This is 6 months into the relationship. So he started wondering if he's narcissistic. What say you? What say you? I give you a minute to respond. Do you think this man is narcissistic? Do you think this man is narcissistic? I give you a minute to respond. Let me see. 1 minute. Is this brother narcissistic? The woman he's involved with for 6 months goes into his phone when he's asleep, saw some outdated text, some text that was before her time. And the text is not like the texts were suggestive texts. It was just text messages from female associates. Not enough info to make that determination. As in, if he's narcissistic, it's not enough information. Okay. Who else? Correct. All right. Who else may think this brother was narcissistic or is narcissistic or something else? I have a few more seconds to go. Anyone else? No. Dr. Shan says no. He says yes, he's narcissistic. Okay. All right. Anyone else? Okay. Minute is up. Now get this straight. This brother is in no way narcissistic. What he's experiencing is called projection. And it is one of the most powerful weapons a narcissist uses, especially a narcissistic woman. What projection is the psychological defense mechanism where someone takes their own unacceptable feelings, thoughts, or behavior and attributes and put them on someone else. It's almost like what I call the Adamic syndrome, the refusal to take acceptance, the shaggy, it wasn't me kind of thing. Now, in narcissistic relationship, it looks like this. The woman is controlling, but she accuses the man of being controlling. Example, the man sets reasonable boundaries. Her projection, like in the situation of the phone, he puts, changes code, his password. Her projection, you are controlling, you have something to hide. This is what narcissistic men do. But the reality is, she'll violate. 6 months into the relationship, she's manipulative. She accuses the man of being manipulative. She tells him she's going to her mother's house, but you end up going out with her girlfriends, maybe clubbing or wherever. Now, when this man finds out that is in no way the case and questions her, thought you were going to your mother. Her response is, I went to my mother first. Then I went out with my girlfriends. Why are you gaslighting me? That's her projection. The reality is she lied. And when he called her out based on this lie, she made us go to mom, stop at mom, drive past mom. Oh, mom, I want to let you know that I'll come by later, come see you, or tomorrow. I was just in the neighborhood and passing by. So she have that to say that she stopped, right? She stopped. But she made known she's going to visit her mother. Not stop by and say hi to mommy. So in reality, she lied. Then accused the brother of gaslighting her and calling her a liar. She lacks empathy, but she accuses the man of being the one who lacks empathy. A family member died for the man. He's grieving. He's going through a state of sorrow and makes known that he just needs a little space to process. She gets upset and makes known that he's being selfish. The reality is this: he's grieving a good friend or a family member, and she's making it about her. So how is it that he's lacking empathy? She's the narcissist, but she accuses him of being the narcissist. Example, she screams at the man for hours, non-stop, won't allow him to leave the room, creating a fit. And when he finally, out of frustration, snaps and says, enough, I never signed up for this. I don't need this. You're acting crazy. That she uses to her advantage. But there's no record of her acting up and carrying on and annoying this man till he gets frustrated. Now, why does this work is the question. It's because, one, she's unable to see her true self clearly. The false self is so strong, she truly believes she's the victim. She has zero self-awareness, and in her mind, she's always right, always justified, always being wrong. Nobody gets me is her thing. She has a disorder that produces this dis-ease. Yeah, that makes her uneasy. The second reason is, it's a defensive strike or mechanism of protection. If she accuses him first, when he tries to defend himself or call her out, it looks like he's the one deflating. This is the classic Darvo: deny, attack, reverse, victim, and offender. That is Darvo. So she deny what she did and say stuff like, I never said that. I never went through your phone, for example. But she can tell him about the text message, but she never got on her phone, right? Then there's the attack. She attacked him by bringing up stuff like, you are so paranoid, you are controlling, for thinking that. The attack starts, and then the reverse comes in, what you call the reverse psychology. It's so as though she is the victim. She makes it seem as she's the victim, and he's the offender. By right away curling up in the corner and screaming, and I'm scared of you. You're abusive. After she frustrates him to the point where he snaps. The third reason why this works is it confuses the target, as in the man. It confuses him. When she says, you are narcissistic, he starts to question himself. Am I really? Maybe I'm controlling. Am I guess? he starts to question himself, start questioning his own sanity. And it also works, the fourth reason it works is it works socially. So whoever tells the story first, whoever cries wolf first, whoever plays the victim first, often gets the acceptance of belief. If she has already told her friends, her family, her therapist, her pastor, he's the narcissist. When he tries to defend himself, he's just confirming it. What was that? Offender. Mm-hmm. Always offender. So the deny, attack, reverse, victim, and offender. All right? That's the Darvo. So the worst thing the man can do is try to flee his cause, because he's already seen as the aggressor. Now, the devastating result is the actual victim is the man, because he started to question his sanity, going to therapy thinking he's the problem, reading articles, am I a narcissist? Apologizing for things he never did, accepting blame from this woman's behavior, staying longer in this relationship because maybe he thinks he's the problem and he needs to change. Meanwhile, the narcissist is her. She, who's actually the narcissist, gets to continue her behavior unchecked, play the victim publicly, avoid all accountability, control the narrative, and maintain her false self. Now, the way a brother can recognize the projection is by asking yourself these questions. Who actually initiated the harmful behavior? If she went through the phone, she initiated it. If she lied about it, she initiated it. Second question, is there a pattern or a reaction pattern? Meaning, if the man constantly controls, manipulates, lacks empathy across all relationships or situation, he might actually be the narcissist. If he behaves this way with everyone, then there's no way the lady could be wrong. But if she's the one professing that he's like this, and in other relationships, persons will say, I don't know of him being like this. Next question is, what do other persons think of his lifestyle? Question that, man. What people think of you? Do people see you as controlling? Do people think you gaslight them? Who is questioning themselves? This is a huge one, because narcissists never question if they are narcissistic. They never question themselves. So if the man is asking, even if he's asking himself, am I narcissistic? Am I really this? Am I all that she's saying? There's no way he's narcissistic. There may be some indications, but the indications don't mean that he's one. Who is willing to examine their behavior? Who's willing to go to therapy? Genuinely go to therapy so that they can work on being better. Because get this, the narcissists will go to therapy. They will seek counsel, but to prove the other person is wrong. They go to therapy to learn language to weaponize. Or they will go to therapy because they were court ordered or to look good in public. But them not really go therapy to develop themselves. Them not go therapy for change because they don't think nothing is wrong with them. Now, let's look at something even more sinister, that of the reactive abuse. This is where a narcissist provokes an individual, provokes the one they're with, pushes them, and until they react, and then uses the person's reaction as proof that they are the abuser. They are the narcissist. This is psychological warfare at its finest. And it is incredibly effective. So let me paint a picture, quick scenario. All right. The woman provokes the man for hours. Not 1 hour, not 2 hours. This man needs to get his rest so he can get up and go work, up on the job the next day. She may not be working. So she's able to stay and nag him throughout the night. Now, he finally had his enough and snapped. And as he snaps, she records it. So what? Right there and then. He either slams the door, says something, but it is documented. And what she has been telling persons for some time is now proof. Because she says, see how long I've been telling you all this? See it there, hear him carry on, hear what he said? She weaponizes that. So what happens now is that this man who is actually the victim is seen as the villain. Because what? Person will say that he is caught with his hands in the cookie jar. There's proof. So when he tries to defend himself, no, we hear you. We heard the recording. And this psychological warfare, the reactive abuse, has jeopardized a lot of men's life. Meaning they lose out in the custody battles, divorce proceedings. It is used as a weapon against them till they get to a point of maybe domestic violence in terms of it becomes a criminal situation. And the narcissistic woman has a tendency to do this. She makes it public. If she reach out to your family and the friends and she ain't getting that justification, she got to throw it on social media. Saying something like, pray for us ladies who are dealing with narcissistic men. Can other sisters relate to this? Now, why the reverse, the reactive abuse, or I will call it reverse psychological abuse, works is because her side is never told, as in her side of the story is unknown. The context is erased. Her nagging him for hours, there's no proof of that. No one hears that. No one knows of that. And the sad thing is that because men are already stereotyped as the aggressor or the narcissist, people are quicker to believe it. Now, the woman is normally seen as the victim, not the man. Look at it this way. It's like a man going to the police station and reporting that he has been raped by a woman. He's going to be 1, turned away, 2, ridiculed, 3, disrespected. Because the belief is that there's no way possible for a woman to rape a man. Regardless of the fact that rape is sex outside of agreement, but is deemed consent. But no, a woman can't do that. Now, the third reason why this works as well is the reaction look bad without the context. The fact that the man is recorded yelling, he's caught on camera or recorded slamming the door, saying that she's crazy. So it looked bad on him. And it looked bad on her. And through all this, she goes into character mode. She plays the victim. She's calm. Especially if there's a court situation. When in court, she's crying. Who's it again? Justin Timberlake? Cry a river? Meanwhile, this man is so frustrated. His counsel, his attorney, is telling him that, easy yourself. But he's so frustrated because he knows it's all lies. But the more he tries to defend himself, is the more he makes himself look guilty. Is the more he's seen as the villain and she as the victim. Now, here are some ways that you can protect yourself, brothers. A man can protect himself from the reactive abuse by 1, recognize the pattern and stop falling for it. Refuse the desire to react. Yeah, I know it sounds easier said than done. But self-governance is the best form of defense against reactive abuse, non-reaction. Because not try to defend yourself. The best form of defense is just being quiet, being silent. Pull a silent night. So when she's provoking you, just walk away. Walk away from love. Walk away. Leave the house. Not gonna take a drink, no, but leave the house. Link a friend. Call a friend, call a family member. Just leave. Take a walk. All right? Never engage. Avoid yelling. Avoid answering back. Learn to be a smooth operator or a cool cat. That is the best line of defense. Now, if it's legal in your state, record the full thing. Record the full thing. So your side of the story can be told. Be detailed. So if she start accusing you of cheating 8 p.m., make a note of it. She go through your phone 8:30, yeah, make a note of it. Document everything. If you try to leave and she bar you, prevent you from going through the door at 9 o'clock, make a note of it. Document everything. Create a paper trail. Okay? Now, if you're separated, never be alone with her. If you're going through separation, never be alone with her. Get ahead of the narrative. Get ahead of her story. If you know it's a thing she have a tendency to tell persons that you did this and you did that, make sure whatever you document with her carrying on, you present it first to her family members. Present it to your lawyer, your therapist, her pastor, yeah, her church sisters. Sounds harsh, but you got to protect yourself. Because if you fail to do that, you're going to be painted as the villain. Reactive abuse is real. It has destroyed countless of good men. Now, let's look at the toxic mirror. What happens when two narcissists meet? This is where it gets sweet, right? Let me have a cup. Let me have some water. No, today's no cup of tea, water. Now, need to address this. Though it may sound fascinating, it's also terrifying. All right? So what happens when two narcissists actually meet and get involved? Because it does happen, more than you may even think. And both of them will swear that the other one is the narcissist. It is what is deemed the soulmate illusion. You know, he meets her, she meets him, instant connection, instant chemistry. She's everything he has ever wanted. He's everything she has ever wanted. You know, they finish in each other's sentence. They have the same interests, the same humor, the same goals, the same pain. They can relate. They're relatable. They move fast and furious. They're talking about marriage, moving in together after 3 months. You know, everyone thinks that they're the perfect couple, the perfect match. But here's what's really happening. It is in no way two souls recognizing each other. It's two false selves mirroring each other. Both are wearing the mask. Both are performing. Both are love booming. Both think they have found the one. All they're doing is mirroring each other. Now, why does a narcissist attract a narcissist? Because they recognize the game. A narcissist can spot another narcissistic tactics because they use those tactics themselves. The love booming feels familiar. The intensity feels real. His grandiosity and her victimhood matches their own energy. They speak the same language. That's it. The second reason why they attract each other is that they are evenly matched. Well, initially, in the beginning, that's the belief that they equally match. So narcissists usually target persons who are empathetic, codependent people, because they're easier to control. But sometimes a narcissist meets someone who will in no way be controlled, because that person is also a narcissist. So there ain't no control in this, is what they're going to make known. I'll control you. You ain't going to control me. Now, the third reason is the drama is addictive. And when I say this now, you're going to get like, okay, no, I guess them people, the kind of relationship with them people I have. The two narcissists creates explosive, intensive, volatile, unstable, dramatic relationship. The huge highs, the love booming, the passion, the intensity, the devastating lows, the fights, the betrayal, the rage. It's never boring in a relationship like this. It's always drama, right? And it's never stable. Narcissist hates boredom. Them not like the simple life. They like excitement. So check it. If the person likes excitement, check it. You know, if it's difficult for them to have a laid back day, they can't do it, they have to be up and about, check it. They need stimulation, they need chaos, they need intensity. This is the kind of relationship where that has a lot of make-up sex. It is the ongoing stylistics make-up to break up. That's all they do. First, you love me, then you hate me. That's a game for fools. Well, stylistics didn't say it's a game for fools. Anyway, but another reason why a narcissist and a narcissist attracts each other from time to time is that they tend to validate the other person's false self. She thinks he's superior, powerful, exceptional. She strokes his ego, his ungoverned ego, while he plays her hero. So they validate each other. So what it looks like is both are performing their best, being charming, both are mirroring each other perfectly, both are given the excessive attention, the gifts, the attention, and the intensity that the other seeks. So it feels magical, it feels electric, not like Electric Boogie, but it feels electric. Like they finally is with the perfect person. Now, this is where it gets into the collision phase after a while, like 6 to 12 months, the reality sets in. Both individual desires the admiration, and none is giving it to the other. Both needs to be right. The two bull in a one pen kind of thing. So there's ongoing power struggle. Both lack genuine empathy. Nobody's emotional needs are actually being met. Both individuals have a tendency to manipulate. But they recognize each other's tactics. So what happens? It becomes a nuclear field. What happens is that they both know how to cut each other deep because of the information they share with each other in the early stages. They'll both play the victim, they both threaten to leave, and get it now. Both individuals have a tendency to cheat because they're seeking that narcissistic supply elsewhere. As I said, the tendency to break up and make up, a whole lot of make-up sex, is a part of this kind of relationship. Narcissist meets narcissist, the toxic mirror. Now, the relationship can last for years because the intensity is addictive like a drug. They're evenly matched. Neither can fully dominate. They keep getting narcissistic supplier, as in they're cheating, they're going outside of the relationship to satisfy their narcissistic tendencies. So that narcissist with narcissist relationship will last for years. You see, breaking up in a situation like this means admitting defeat, and none of them want to admit defeat. So who's the real victim in a relationship like this? Here's the hard truth. Neither. If they're both narcissists, both are culprits. Both experience each other's abuse. Both feel victimized. And in a sense, they are, listen now, both claiming to be victims. But here's who's the true victim in a relationship like this. The true victims is the children, the offsprings of a narcissistic couple. Because they're watching mommy and daddy's lifestyle and thinking this is how a relationship ought to be. This is how a man and a woman are supposed to live together. This is how a husband and a wife are supposed to live. The extended family, the parents, the siblings, they are the victims as well. Because they're put in a spot every now and again to pick a side. They're caught in this triangulated situation. The friends are also the victims. And the sad reality, if they are to break up and never make up, the future partners becomes the victim. But the narcissists are never the victims. How to tell who's really the narcissist? Here's the checklist. Who constantly lacks empathy across all relationships? This is how you're able to identify the narcissist. If work relationship, they behave the same way, gaslight people, not take accountability, in personal relationship, family relationship, if it's straight across the board, that's a telltale sign. All right? They lack empathy. Someone pass off from work, no sympathy is shown. An associate family member pass off, no sympathy is shown. That's another telltale sign. They refuse to take accountability. I did make known that. And if this is the story told over past relationships before you got involved with them, that everyone else is the problem and they are never the problem, that is also a telltale sign. They're never wrong. The ultimate question, the gut check, right? If you remove this person from your life entirely, would you A, feel relief, at ease, have a sense of clarity, like you can finally exhale? Do you feel like a weight has been lifted from your shoulder? Or is it B, you feel a genuine loss, sadness, like you're missing a real bond with a real person who's a whole person? If the answer is A, you're with a narcissistic individual. If the answer is B, you might be grieving a real friend, a real partner, a genuine individual. Now get this straight, my brothers and my sisters, because Sisters, you may know brothers who have gone through this or is going through it. So you are included, though I'm focusing on the narcissistic woman. A narcissistic woman may have her claws in your brother, in a cousin, in a dear friend. They have them trapped. So this is also for you. Now, I'm in no way able to tell definitely who's the narcissist, or if the one you are with, or if both of you are a narcissist. Only the person knows deep down in their heart that they are. We can only tell by the signs. Only they know their pattern. Only they know the full truth of their behavior across all times. But if you have been following the series, knowing they are a narcissist from the beginning, you would have received information as to how to identify a narcissist, be it the narcissistic man, the classic predator, or the narcissistic woman who is the queen of deception, the woman who plays the role of the damsel in distress, the drama queen, the saint, or the man who is grandiose, the lavish one who's intellectual. You would have gathered the information. Now, you may be saying, okay, I've obtained the information. What is my part in all this now? What you've gathered is that of self-awareness. Now you need to examine the relationship you're in. Examine the situationship. Be honest with yourself. Examine yourself to see if you are the narcissist or the one you're with is a narcissist. Now, if you take the time to question yourself, then, hey, you're in the clear. You're far from being a narcissist. Because a full-blown narcissist never question themselves. They never take accountability. Victims question their actions. Victims are the ones who question themselves. People who is committed to healing question themselves. But in no way does a narcissist does this. So trust yourself is what I'll say to you. I'm about to wrap. Trust yourself. Get professional help. Do the work. Real work. All right? Do the work. Because there's path forward for healing, hope, and the possibility of once again, or, well, you were not in a healthy relationship, but the possibility is there for you to have a healthy, loving relationship, even though you may have been with a narcissistic person for some time. You have been exposed to some real thought-provoking, enlightening information over several series. So utilize those information. Set up one-on-one sessions with Dr. Shands and myself so we can guide you through this journey. Now get this. If you are just dating a narcissistic person, there's no ring on the finger. Only my man is leave my ring there. There's no ring on the finger. No children. No legal entanglement. The best thing you can do is stage left, exit right. Leave that relationship. Leave that situationship, because that's far from a relationship. No waiting, no giving one more chance, no one more chance. No matter how much they plea and beg and say they're going to change, they ain't going to do it again. Because it's just a matter of time before you hear that again. No thinking you can fix them, because such is in no way the case. You will never be able to fix a narcissist. Ghost them if you have to. Take away yourself. Block their numbers, block their social media, cut off all means of communication. Believe it or not, they're going to try to win you back, because they need you to exist. It ain't about you, it's about them. It's not about the relationship, it's about them. So they will apologize umpting time. They will try to love boom you, show you with gifts. They'll try the cry treatment, even demand them to cry a river when it suits them. Avoid all of that at all costs. If you have a ring on it, if there's matrimony involved and children involved, it's a little more complicated right there, all right? So the first thing you can do is accept the reality. This is what it is. They will in no way change unless they choose to. You have to accept that. And you can in no way force that change. But what you need to do to protect yourself and the children, if children are in the picture, is ensure that you document everything. Every incident, every threat, every violation, every text message, every emails, document it. Next thing you need to do is build your team. Now, this is if you're with a narcissistic person, you know, date them, ring pan finger, commitment make, children in the picture. You're going to build your team, that being a lawyer who has knowledge of high conflict divorce situation, parental alienation, all of that. Get a therapist involved. Make sure you have a counselor who has knowledge of these things. Again, Dr. Shanz is here. I am here. Can reach out to us, 345-923-2567. I repeat it at the end of the presentation. Now, ensure that you have family, associates, friends. If you go to church, make sure you have your church bridging them. Build your team. Make sure you have a financial advisor on board as well. So build your team. Then you're going to plan your exit strategy. Plan your way out. But never make it known. I'll answer questions at the end of the presentation, Triple B. Never make it known you are leaving until you are ready to go. So ensure you have separate bank account, place to go. Remember, you plan your strategic exit. Make sure you know where you're going to go. Separate bank account, important documents secured, passport, all of that. And make sure you're getting the legal counsel ready. But get it straight. Prepare for war. Because what this narcissistic individual will do is start to launch smear campaign, smear your reputation, make false accusation, try to turn the children against you. They use the court as a weapon and try to drain you financially if them can't drain you otherwise. The whole plan is to destroy you. If I can't have you, no one will have you. How dare you try to leave me? This is the behavior of a narcissist. They make the exit. You don't try to make an exit. So prepare for all of that. As I said, protect the children. But what? Even though they may be bad-mouthing you to the children, now play them game. Never bad-mouth them to the children. I know of this happening in so many situations, so many relationships, where a woman speak the worst of the father, where the father go back and talk the worst of the mother. Call our names because he's hurting, because she left, and how dare she left when I'm depending on her to be who I need to be, the narcissist. So what you need to do with the children also, get them into therapy with someone who has knowledge of, as I stated, parental alienation. You be the stable parent, regardless of what the other parent is saying. And if it comes to the test, file for custody. Now, it gets even more serious than this. When it comes down to that point in time to execute the plan, when you are ready, legally, financially, emotionally, ready to leave, and you need to make sure that you now maintain no contact after that. If you're communicating with them, it is legal communication through your attorney. Okay? Communicate with them, read the children, child-related logistics. It could be co-parenting app, and keep it brief. No long talking, no emotional talk, no trying to make them get it. No explaining yourself. You're done. Now get this. If you choose to stay for whatever reason, now I'm in no way going to judge you. Leaving might be complex, especially if children is in the picture. Finances tie up and other entanglements is in place. But if you have to stay in that kind of relationship, listen, set and enforce ironclad boundaries. You have to protect yourself. Make known to this individual that if them act up and carry on, you're going to leave. And you can start off, if they start their arguments or they start to accusing you, you can start by leaving the room. You can start by leaving the house for that day, for that night. Ask your parents to keep the children. And when you say you're going to do it, you follow through. Maintain your own life. Keep your own friendship, your hobbies, your purpose. Never become isolated. And again, document everything. Even if you're saying no, circumstances might change. So protect yourself. Have everything documented. And again, if you're in it, ensure you're getting counseling. Now, if you're already healing, give yourself time, because healing ain't no overnight thing. Getting over a narcissist is nowhere overnight thing. Some days you may have good day, you may have the bad day, you may have the day where you feel like you miss the person you want to go back, but get it straight. What you're missing is in no way the person. It is the pretend person that you're missing. The actor that they presented to you. Now this is normal because it is trauma bonding, but it will pass. It will pass. So if you're healing, if you're separated from a narcissist, make sure you not keep no link with them. As Jamaicans would have said, no knowings. Cut all ties. This is not up for negotiation. Block social media, not check on. You might be tempted to want to check them profile, them status. No. Block, delete. Get yourself therapy. I keep saying it, but because it's needed. It's needed. It is needed. The next thing you need to do is rebuild your identity. So if you lost yourself while being with them, you need to rebuild yourself. What does that look like? Find back your purpose, your hobbies. Start hang out where you used to hang out. Link back your friends them. Hopefully you never isolate them for a long time. Go through the grief process. Go through the grief process. Don't make nobody tell you about 1 year you still a grief over the person that you still. It's a part of the healing process. So grief, don't make nobody tell you enough of grief. You've lost time invested. You've wasted energy. So you will grieve. You're going to hurt for losing that energy, that time, that investment made. It's almost like investing $5 million and you lose it. That is going to hurt. So the next thing you need to do is learn the lesson. As in, what made you vulnerable? What made you a target? Because a narcissist targets an individual. Is it that was the childish wounds, the childhood wounds them, things from your past, the trauma from your past? Is it poor boundaries that you had? Is it codependency? What made you vulnerable? Is it the need to rescue or be rescued? What made you vulnerable? So do the work. Put in the work. That's what I'll say to you. And this is the key part of everything now. Forgiveness. Forgive them and forgive yourself. It's not gonna happen overnight. It ain't gonna happen overnight. But get this straight. Refusal to forgive them keeps you chained to the hurt you receive from that person. Forgiveness is cutting the chain. It is releasing them from your heart. It's freeing yourself. Forgiveness is for you. That's what a lot of persons fail to realize. When you forgive, it's for you to give. Meaning, you are the one receiving what you have given, the forgiveness. Now, some key pointers. Learn the red flags. Learn the red flags. They were revealed in every episode of this series. So you may have to go back and watch them on the Sir the Love Philosopher's YouTube page or the BlackTube page. Go and seek them out. Or you can request them and we send you the link to these different episodes. Now the next thing is slow down. Be in no rush to get into another relationship. This is something persons fail to do. There's a saying that, what is it again, producer wife? The easiest way, is something that women were normally told. The easiest way to get over a man is to get under another one. The easiest way to get over a man is to get under another one. No fall for that, no. That's the worst thing you could do to yourself. I don't know of anyone pertaining to the man, though. As in, the easiest way to get over a woman is to Just, I don't know. I don't know. But seriously, slow down the pace because what will happen is you may find yourself in another situation. You may attract another narcissist because you never got the chance to heal. You never got rid of those bad energy. So you're going to attract the same energy. You need time to heal. Real love can wait. Real love is never rushed. So maintain your independence is another thing I'll say to you. Now, I think I can stop here and I can and accept questions and comments. Let me see. There's a portion of comments here. What's your question, Triple B?
See, I caught your live tonight. I didn't catch you after the last one. Good night.
Wonderful,
How are you?
big, bold, and beautiful. We are
Hello,
fabulous.
hello. How are you?
We are fabulous. We are well.
That's
How are you?
awesome. How is wifey doing?
We are well.
That's
There
awesome.
you go.
Awesome. Well,
Wife is
listen,
well.
let me
Mhm.
tell you, I spoke about this before. There was a live and it was the same thing that you were talking about. Is to how to cut off a narcissistic person because I had one, I should say.
Hmm.
I have a baby father that's not. I don't know. I think his head is something is wrong with his head, or I don't know, his soul, or something. I don't know what to tell you. That part I can't explain. He would have to explain his part. But what my question was is that whether is it well, should I say when you cut off someone, right, which is a narcissistic person, right? Well, I was told, oh, if you're cutting that person off and you're not it shouldn't be the fact that because if it's my baby father or not, we're not married, remember. So we're not married. He's just my baby father, right? But
Mhm.
remember, we've been together for 10 years. Cutting off that one person it took a while because I still had soul ties with the person.
Mm.
Remember, we have kids together. I'm trying to say, okay, let's see if things work out. See if he will change. I go through all the foolishness. I think was a yummy at one time, like I couldn't move away from the
Yeah,
person.
man. I haven't heard that in ages.
Well, trust me. I think when you're so attached to the
Uh,
person because you were so much in love with that person, you can't move
mm.
away from the person. Then here comes the kids' attachment with it as well. So you're trying to say, okay, let me work with the person and see if things are going to change or something like that. But in the midst of it, you're not realizing that you're hurting yourself and the kids are involved too as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's taking a step back for me to find out what do I really need to do here? Because the kids are involved. I was wondering how would I've done that. But then I figured it out. I said, well, I moved back out of that person's house to my apartment and whatever. But things were still going the same way back and forth and blah, 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 co-parenting. But the person
Mm-hmm.
didn't want just co-parenting. They wanted still to be in that relationship. You get what I'm saying? So
Yes,
my
because they
question
want the
was,
control. It's all about
there you
control.
go. So
Mm.
I know that the question that I was supposed to ask, but by the time you finish with to get the question, I already know, put the two and two to know. Is the fact that he wants to have the fact that he should control and no pun intended, but I don't know if it's Caribbean men only, but I always go through that with the Caribbean men. Oh, not because we're not together, we're still together because we have kids. So if I come and I want some, you should give me some. What? Sir? Are you okay? You're totally with somebody else
Mm.
different. And I had men say to me, "Oh, it's true, my tell man. It shouldn't be a
Are your
problem
baby
if you
father?
give him some." And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
Mm-hmm. I've heard
"What?
that one.
It's
Yeah.
my body." Oh, I'm being selfish. How am I being selfish if we're not in a relationship? So you have to remember, kids, when my kids were smaller, they see and know things, and not because they're small, they're sponges. They're gonna see things, know things, and they know that mommy's not with daddy anymore. When they went to a daddy, they're with daddy's with somebody else. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
indulging in the fact that you're still coming to the house to spend the weekend to
Turn on
stay
light
with
for
the
the
kids
camera.
and blah blah blah.
Turn on light
And
for
I'm
the camera.
indulging with the foolishness to say, okay, let me just stick it out and see. Probably he might want to come back. And then I said, girl, what are you doing to yourself? And then I had to come to the
Mm.
point to say, listen, sir, I think we should just be co-parenting at this point because we're no longer together. And it looks bad because remember, I have 3 girls and I have 2 boys.
Wow.
What sense would it make for me to showcase myself with you and they know that you're showcasing yourself with somebody else? So it's like a
Mm.
wake up call and to realize that I have to cut off ties. The thing is, sometimes we don't know how to cut off soul ties when it comes on to relationship and to figure out how we're gonna do the co-parenting type of thing. He don't want to do co-parenting. He don't want to cut off the soul tie part. Because I'm saying focus on the kids, because that's where we're at now. You're in a relationship. I'm not with you anymore. So I need to cut off the ties with you in the relationship part, but you can be focused on the kids. The man tell me say, oh,
Mm.
that
Mm-hmm.
can't work. That's not fair. I'm being selfish. Excuse me?
Oh, there you go. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
How
There
am
you
I
go.
being selfish? That's
All
the
right.
part
So
I want to know. How am I being selfish because I'm not subjecting myself to him?
remember, it is he's
Yes,
trying
teach them
to
what they
he's
learn.
trying to make you the villain. That's the whole plan. He's trying
Yes.
to make you the villain. So he's going to do things and say things to have you be seen as the one who is violating, the one who is doing all the negative stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's the plan. So he can get the one up. So he can tell person that see, all along she was the person.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, as I said earlier, this is one of the weapons that the narcissist uses.
Right.
It's the reactive abuse. They push you for you to react and then use your reaction as proof that you are the one who's the problem.
I
I'm seeing
think.
here, yes, Craig, isn't it a sickness that acts up at times? It is psychological and it is driven from trauma. Childhood trauma is where it's coming from. Uh, and you've missed the previous episode wherein light was shed on the psychology behind the narcissist, being the male narcissist and the female narcissist. Touch on that. Time for us to go back over that is going to be time consuming. So please check out the previous episodes on the YouTube channel, Sir the Love Philosopher or The Black Tube. All right. How are you going to keep them in line? By protecting yourself. You
And
keep that
boundaries.
person in line by protecting yourself. You keep them in line by documenting every incident. You record it, you make a note of it. So if it comes to the test where you have to take legal actions, you have proof. Because you're being threatened. You may not be threatened physically, but emotionally and psychologically, you're being threatened. They are violating. What's up, Malo? You're violating that sanity, your sanity. So yes, you need to take legal actions. Why do you stress so much about the narcissistic individual and they are so dangerous? Where they're, I don't get that one. You see, because you missed the episodes leading up to this. This is the final episode of the narcissistic woman. We started off the whole thing. The series started off the series is knowing that they are a narcissist from the beginning, because I'm pretty sure if you Triple B knew that this man was a narcissist, if you knew the signs, if you know the red flags, the telltale signs, you would have never gotten involved with this man. So that's the whole purpose of the series. So we started off with the narcissistic man, the psychology behind it. Why is he the way he is? The classy predator. We touched on the female narcissist, because a lot of persons are unaware that you have females who are narcissistic, because society paints the picture that it's only man. Repeat that for me, please.
No. There's no way nobody can say both parties are the same. If
No,
in the
I'm telling you,
narcissistic
society paints the picture that only a man can be narcissistic.
yes,
Just
that's
as
true. That's
only a man can be physical, violent, society paints that picture. So woman normally gets off with a call it now. They get a free pass. So the queen of deception, the narcissistic queen, this is the final episode. We actually end up doing a part 3. For the man, it was just 2 parts.
because the men are more. I think men get more on the negative side from society itself because of how women paint them
There you go.
out there, but they're not telling the truth on their part. What did you contribute to the narcissistic behavior and all these other things that they're not, holding themselves accountable for? Because sometimes men probably I wasn't even a narcissistic person until they're with the person, and the triggers that the person probably give them, they become that way. And for me, as far as it's my in my opinion, I think some men weren't narcissistic until they're probably with that female, and then things start happening, and certain behaviors are that the female put out, and the trigger warnings that they don't know of the man, that they still push, punch. You just say the poke the pink, keep on poking the pink, and the pink starting reacting to the environment that you're giving that person. But some females don't know that they create a narcissistic environment when they're with a man. And then the man becomes narcissistic.
Not necessarily that he becomes narcissistic, but it's either he was always narcissistic, but what is happening is 2 things is happening there. It is the projection. The person is projecting their narcissistic tendency on the person. So they keep on saying that the person is narcissistic, the person lacks empathy, the person doesn't give accountability, they don't take accountability. So the narcissist is projecting that, or they're doing what is deemed the reactive abuse. They keep pushing the person until they snap. So the person necessarily is in no way narcissistic, but that's how they're painted, because the narcissist paints them that way.
Right. So I'm the female, I'm the narcissistic person, but I'm pushing, poking, and the verbal abuse. And it's like some females don't realize that they're verbally abusing the man. And then they come off as being narcissistic because of the response that they're giving back to that person.
Let me explain something to you quickly. All right. What a lot of persons are unaware of when it comes to man. All right. It is said that man has 3 P's. All right. Protector, provider. What's the other one again? But I don't remember the third one. But the 2 main ones is that he's to be a protector and a provider. Now, if the man role or responsibility, or it's a part of his core essence to be a protector, if him not protect children, family, property, when it comes to the time when he's to protect himself, he's going to protect himself, even from the woman who he's supposed to protect. This is what a lot of persons fail to realize. So when he snaps, he goes in protective mode. He's protecting himself.
Yeah, because everybody has a shield that they put up.
It's not so much a shield, but you can take that much and no more. Remember, the mechanism for the man is to protect.
Right.
So he eventually is going to go in defense mode and protect himself. All right, so here's the saying: can the narcissist person ever change their behavior? You have to stick around to the final episode. Stick around for the final episode. The next session is going to be on the narcissistic parent or parents when your foundation is toxic. Okay? So you want to be here for that. Y'all want to be here for that. Now, this is where I say so long for now, you know. But trust yourself. Protect your tranquility. Do the work. Choose healing. And believe it's possible to love again. The real way. And if you need assistance, you need guidance, one-on-one counseling session, as I stated, we're here. We do workshops, we do speaking engagements. Dr. Shans and myself, call 345-923-2567. That's 345-923-2567, or email 547advisors@gmail.com. That's 547advisers@gmail.com. All right. I'm Sir the Love Philosopher. This has been the final part of how to tell if the woman you're with is narcissistic. You have something else to say?
There was something I wanted to say. It's like when you come live, there's a part of the TikTok that you have a clipboard that if you want to put that information in there that you don't have to repeat on a constant way, you can use the clipboard to put your email and the phone in there and pin it on the screen.
Thank you much. I'll do that, but I have to say this at the end and certain intervals because it is rebroadcast as podcast. So that works as well. But thanks for that. Thank you so much for that.
Have a wonderful
Thank you.
day at the rest of the night. I'm coming down.
Thank you all.
So you can.
Thank you so much. All right. So thank you all for being here. Let me see who has remained to the end of the class. Lady Ann, DJ Hayes, Baby T20. Wonderful. Thank you for being here. Oh, goodness. Didn't know you were here. And Alyssa Williams. Kelly, how you doing? Thank you all for being here. You stuck it out. You arrive late, but yeah, you never stay at the gate. You come in a session, you never stay at the gate. Respect that. You see me? You never jump the fence either. All right, respect. All right, so thank you. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for your courage. Thank you for choosing healing. Okay? Thank you for choosing to be a part of the Relationship Blueprint, and we do it again, all being well, come next first day, Sunday. That will be, producer wife, that will be when? The 15th? Yeah, the date. The 15th. Okay. All right. So until then.
This concludes today's broadcast.